I'm not a loud person, so it's my way of being loud. I think I have the fear of not being courageous enough. Sometimes I'm shy. I feel that sometimes it's to my detriment because I'm not experiencing things that I should be. I was born and raised in LA. Originally wanted to be a fashion designer, like since I was 10. I used to love reading all the like fashion magazines, and I took up sewing. I lived in Paris for 3 years studying fashion. Any education overseas is invaluable. I learned about a lot of sort of like American filmmakers that I had no idea existed, you know, like Cassavetes, like they love Woody Allen there. And I mean, I knew about Woody Allen. I really sort of like understand, you know, the films and stuff. I went to a school called Studio Garçon, which is like a 2-year fashion school. Some of the graduates were like Martine Sibon, Isabel Marant. The boys were wearing like platform shoes or like mixing crazy patterns and stuff like that. It kind of made me more adventurous and sort of come out of my shell too, and how I wanted to dress. This house was built in 1962. It kind of has this sort of like 60s cabin feel to it. I've always been sort of attracted to 60s like film, music, and sort of like the design aesthetics. I just think it's just like kind of modern and clean. Love like the old like lady that's like kind of trapped in her 50s and she still has her like old 50s coat with like a little handbag. Like at bus stops, there's some really good like characters, you know, and looks from that. This is a vintage dress. It kind of has this like 60s stewardess feel to it too. I mean, people ask me like, oh, are you into Edith Head? And you know, I'm a big fan of hers, but I wasn't like, I want to look like her. Mm-hmm. Vintage Jeffrey Bean dress. I've never seen anything like it. It's like such a good, comfortable, fun dress. I don't want to look like an extra from Mad Men either, so I do like to mix up, you know, modern stuff with, you know, vintage. I couldn't see myself being just like one style. Like the other day, I was wearing this like A-line sort of like cream colored skirt with this like cream and black blouse, and I didn't have a good cardigan to wear with it, but I had my like Adidas, you know, black and white track jacket, you know, the black ones with the stripes on. So I wore it with that, and it kind of worked. It was like a mixture of like sporty meets like 60s. The hat is just probably got the Army Navy surplus store. So if I see one that I don't have, I'll just pick it up because I have pretty much like a stack of just like 15 colors. The belt was something I got at the Rose Bowl flea market. And it's Roberta Di Camerino. When I saw this, I think it was like only $5 or something. I was like, yay. You know, I understand people can dress for comfort, but some of it's just like they gave up. Whenever I see like, you know, pictures of my mom and, you know, like in the 60s and like she looks so put together. If I worked out and like had a rockin' body, maybe I could, you know, show it off a little more, but no, I think it's not really my style. Although when it's really hot, you know, like we'll wear like a sundress or something, but I'm not going to be wearing a bikini anytime soon. This I really love because you can put it on any sort of like dress or like collared shirt and it sort of like plays it up. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get, you know, involved in fashion design, so I kind of started delving more into sort of like costuming for film. Turning point was like meeting Autumn DeWild, who I work with all the time. She's a photographer. We did a shoot with Miranda July. I found it really exciting to be working with really interesting people, and so then I kind of veered more into styling. You know, I also did a shoot where I traveled to Yellowstone National Park. They wanted actual scientists to model their clothes. So they found these scientists, we dressed them out, and it was like this amazing landscape of just crazy colors, and it just sort of like works so well with their clothes. Sometimes like random strangers will compliment me. I do like the compliments from people that aren't fashion folks because they're just being really like sincere and honest.